This also reminds me, talking about the Penn State job still being open, we haven't talked about Lane Kiffin on this program.
Man,
we got to make it 4 days in a row, right?
We're obligated.
Well, I mean, it's something that's constantly happening. Something's going on. Let me get this program correct here. The athletic director, Keith Carter, or as he's known on the website, I wrote it down here, Ole Miss's website, the vice chancellor for intercollegiate athletics. What a fancy title for athletic director.
That's a great title.
You know what? Would you mind if you referred to me as the chancellor of the Rich Eisen Show from now on? And I give you guys vice chancellor titles?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take that. As
Pardon me, Chancellor Eisen.
Did somebody go up to Keith Carter and say, would you like to be known as the vice chancellor around here? Please.
Intercollegiate.
That'd be great.
I like that.
Yeah, he's the director of athletics of more than just football. It's intercollegiate, at any rate. He was on with Richard Cross on Super Talk Mississippi, everybody.
Yes.
He spoke. Pete Golding, as you know, the new head coach. He just basically said, we're not having a coaching search. Lane, you're out. Pete, you're in. And we're going to have, hopefully, a reaction to your hiring in the same way that LSU's previous hire left for Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman, who is, hailed as a conquering hero when he walked in the door. And I love using Michigan analogies and phrases in reference to Notre Dame.
Of course.
But at any rate, I digress. He was asked about Lane being so surprised that he was not able to coach the team after he was leaving for LSU. This is what the vice chancellor of intercollegiate athletics had to say about that characterization.
There's been a lot of things he said publicly that I'm not sure are totally accurate. I think that both coach and his representation knew, several weeks ago that the coaching in the playoffs was not going to be an option if he was not the Ole Miss head coach. And, I think
him finding out at 8:30 on Sunday morning for the very first time that he would not be coaching the playoff is not accurate?
No, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. The only thing that was a little bit of a wrinkle in it, Richard, was the fact that if Auburn had beaten Alabama, we were going to play in the SEC championship. That threw a little wrinkle in it. Not to say he would have coached in that game, but with the shorter time period, that was maybe the only little nuance to it. But absolutely, it was very clear that coaching in the postseason was not going to be an option for Coach Kiffin, a few weeks ago.
Could you imagine if Auburn had beaten Alabama? Right?
This would still be going on.
Well, Kalen DeBoer might not be the head coach of Alabama.
That's true.
And if that happens, anyway, by the way, regardless, that's one of the things I just love seeing online. All these people are like, if Alabama's job comes open, Lane might not coach a single game for LSU.
Right.
Ink is just dry. What's that buyout? 80%? It's not 100%. It's 80%?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't bought the house yet. You want to pay my mortgage in Oxford?
Well, LSU pay for my old house and then my house I didn't move into in LSU and then my new one in.
And have you seen all the Ole Miss players that have been tweeting out? Yeah, Lane, your statement isn't accurate.
Yeah, we were.
Suntarine Perkins, the linebacker there in Ole Miss. That was not the message you said in the meeting room. Everybody that was there can vouch for this about, wanting to stay and all that. Oh, well, whatever. It's ugly. And at some point, Pete Golding's Ole Miss is going to get out there on a field in a winner go-home college football playoff game later on this month. It's going to happen. All right. With Lane's next offensive coordinator, Charlie Weiss Jr., coordinating that offense. It's going to happen. We're going to see what happens. And then at some point, Lane is going to bring his LSU Tigers or Crimson Tide into, wait a minute. No, he's going to bring his LSU Tigers into Oxford next year. It's going to be on. The lead up to that game is going to be intense. We're all going to be talking about it. Those are the only facts that I think are without dispute by everybody. At the end of the day, that's going to happen. And I can't wait for it. It's going to be fun. We're going to find out who Ole Miss is going to play on Sunday night. Who's it going to be? Then there'll be recriminations if BYU wins. One of many coaches had told Penn State, no thanks. And he's going to be sitting there, Pete Golding, finding out who it is. And we're going to be arguing, should BYU
or Alabama or Notre Dame, Miami.
Yada, yada, yada. And I know Michigan's not one of them. Trust me, I wish they were. But it's not. Oh, and the whole Lane Kiffin thing being hired by LSU was brought up to Joe Burrow. And Joe is just the greatest, man. I just love his reaction's great. Susie sent this one to me. I didn't see this one until she sent it to me this morning. And I'm like, okay, this has got to get in the rundown. Burrow was asked about, let's not forget, okay, Joe is a little busy. All right. And as you know, LSU is a spot that allowed him to become Joe Burrow, the place that it initially took him. Told him to beat it. In a way. Just keep this in mind, sitting there now in the state of Ohio, where everything did start for him, as the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals asked about the Lane Kiffin hiring at LSU.
I think he's a good coach. I guess we'll see how it goes. Those are my thoughts.
Did Lane ever recruit you at any point in time? No.
No.
Could you imagine playing in college football playoff or getting ready to and your coach leaving? Could you?
Is Ole Miss going to make the playoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly not an ideal situation. But does the rest of the staff stay, or do they go too?
I think you let the OC loose to go be a play caller.
Yeah, certainly not an ideal situation for a playoff run, that's for sure.
Here you go. Okay, so now
That first look.
the first look. Yeah.
Meh.
First of all, Lane was being left on a tarmac out here in Southern California when Joe was being recruited. So I don't, unless he was asking this kid from Athens to come out to Southern California. I looked it up. You don't have to look it up.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So then in his senior year is when Lane wound up being the OC at Alabama. When Ohio State took him.
Interesting.
And then, as you know, Joe, as you know, associates himself with Ohio State just as much as LSU. And I like having fun at the expense of that he had to go somewhere else. But he does love Ohio State football.
He's an
Joe,
Ohio
he talks
kid.
about
Ohio
it all
kid.
the time.
Hey, Ohio
Listen,
kid.
and plus also having no idea what's going on with Lane Kiffin. No idea. Is Ole Miss making the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, wait a minute.
Right.
What's happening that everyone else is talking about?
Not
you know what I'm thinking when I hear that?
He's in his playbook.
He's in his bag, is what I'm saying.
He ain't got time for nothing
He's
else.
got no time for watching television. No. This show, First Take, Get Up, all of it. Pat, he's not watching it because how else would he not? He doesn't know Ole Miss is making the college football playoff. That's the whole point about Lane leaving for his school.
Awesome all year.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.